Istanbul is the largest city in Turkey, serving as the country's economic, cultural, and historic hub. The city straddles the Bosphorus Strait, lying in both Europe and Asia, and has a population of over 15 million residents, comprising 19% of the population of Turkey. It is the most populous European city and the world's 15th largest city. The city was founded as Byzantium in the 7th century BC by Greek settlers from Megara. In 330 AD, the Roman Emperor Constantine the Great made it its imperial capital, renaming it as first New Rome and then Constantinople after himself. It served as an imperial capital for almost 1600 years during the Roman Byzantine, Latin, late Byzantine, and Ottoman empires. In 1923, after the Turkish War of Independence, Ankara replaced the city as the capital of the newly formed Republic of Turkey. In 1930, the city's name was officially changed to Istanbul. Istanbul is located in northwestern Turkey and straddles the Bosphorus Strait, which provides the only passage from the Black Sea to the Mediterranean via the Sea of Marmara. Several beautiful islands are the part of the city. Istanbul has a borderline Mediterranean climate, humid subtropical climate, and oceanic climate. It experiences cool winters with frequent precipitation and warm to hot moderately dry summers. Spring and fall are usually mild, with varying conditions dependent on wind direction. Istanbul's weather is strongly influenced by the Sea of Marmara to the south and the Black Sea to the north. Here are the top 10 places anyone going to Istanbul should visit. Number 10. Maiden's Tower. A beautiful piece of history in the heart of the Bosphorus. The Maiden's Tower, which seemingly floats in the Bosphorus, is one of the more popular symbols of the city. Once a watch-out tower, the Maiden's Tower today serves as a cafe and restaurant. It offers 360-degree views of the Bosphorus and the old city, especially at night. It is characterized by a balcony surrounding its summit, which has a unique view, and is further enchanted by the presence of seagulls that resound in the place and fly above and near it in large numbers. Ask an Istanbulite to recommend a place for a romantic interlude or special occasion and they'll say, go to Maiden's Tower. Number 9. Galata Tower. The Romanesque-style tower built in 1348, named Tower of Christ as a watchtower, is currently being used as an exhibition place and a museum. It is one of the symbols of Beyoğlu and Istanbul. It is a marvelous consolidation of East Roman, Genoese, and Ottoman characteristics. The varied influences of these empires can be seen in their myriad architecture. It is undoubtedly one of the most iconic monuments in the peninsula that offers the most stellar visuals of the entire city. Located close to the junction of the Bosphorus and the Golden Horn, it has scintillated views of the entire Istanbul peninsula and its surroundings. Number 8. Grand Bazaar. The Grand Bazaar in Istanbul is one of the largest and oldest covered markets in the world, with 61 covered streets and over 4,000 shops attracting almost 500,000 visitors daily. In 2014, it was listed number 1 among the world's most visited tourist attractions with more than 90 million annual visitors. The bazaar is often regarded as one of the first shopping malls of the world. The Grand Bazaar is located inside the walled city of Istanbul. The bazaar can be easily reached from Sultan Ahmet and Sirkeci by trams. Today, the Grand Bazaar is a thriving complex, employing 26,000 people and one of the major landmarks of Istanbul. It must compete with modern shopping malls common in Istanbul, but its beauty and fascination represent a formidable advantage for it. Number 7. Dolmabahçe Palace. Dolmabahçe Palace, located on the European coast of the Bosphorus Strait, is one of the most magnificent symbolic structures of the Ottoman Empire's changing 19th century identity. It has an eternal value as one of the first monuments of modernization. Dolmabahçe Palace, the symbol of westernization of the 19th century, carries the memory of the centuries and the clear splendor of the waters of the Bosphorus. As a visitor, you enter the palace from the ceremonial road. The first room of the palace is Medhal Hall, meaning entrance. This was the first room every visitor would see in the palace. The highlight of the palace is Muyid Hall. The majority of the big celebrations of the royal family were held in this room. The biggest Bohemian crystal chandelier in the palace, weighing nearly 4.5 tons, is visible in this room. The biggest handmade carpet is also decorating the beautiful reception hall. Expensive stones such as Marmara marble, Egyptian alabaster and porphyry from Pergamon were used for the decoration. Number 6. Istiklal Street. Many people have a love-hate relationship with the ever-bustling Istiklal Street that runs from the Taksim Square nearly all the way to the landmark Galata Tower. Although it is the beating heart of the city, the 3 million people that pass it every day can make it rather challenging to traverse. Yet it serves as a microcosm of Istanbul itself, and although chains and fast food joints are starting to edge out the more old-fashioned shops, there are still traces of old Istanbul here. Located in the historic Beyoğlu district, it is an elegant pedestrian street, 1.4 kilometers long, which houses boutiques, music stores, bookstores, art galleries, cinemas, theaters, libraries, cafes, pubs, nightclub with live music, historical pastries, chocolateries, and restaurants. Crowning the street at the northern end of Taksim Square, a place which has been in the news time and again is as the site of many demonstrations and protests. The Istiklal Street food options are seemingly endless. From the tantalizingly cheap street food such as stuffed mussels, simits and pilaf right up to some of the best restaurants in Istanbul. Beyoğlu never sleeps and is the most buzzing nightlife destination in the city. Number 5. The Blue Mosque. The Blue Mosque is an Ottoman-era historical imperial mosque. Hand-painted blue tiles adorn the mosque's interior walls, and at night the mosque is bathed in blue as lights frame the mosque's 5 main domes, 6 minarets and 8 secondary domes. The design is the culmination of 2 centuries of Ottoman mosque development and is considered to be the last great mosque of the classical period. The ceiling of the Blue Mosque is spectacular. It is one of the reasons the Blue Mosque is so incredibly famous. Aside from its impeccable symmetry, the reds and golds of the carpet contrast the blue tiling. The low hum of respectful visitors create a silent energy around the room. The most important element in the interior of the mosque is the mihrab, which is made of finely carved and sculptured marble. The mosque has been designed so that even when it is at full capacity, everyone in the mosque can see and hear the Imam. Number 4. Rumelihisari. The Rumeli Fortress in Istanbul is a 500 years old building that's known as the fortress that cut the Bosphorus. It offers one of the most wonderful views in the entire world. You can book a ticket to this fortress and have the most scrumptious breakfast there. The romanticism created by these restaurants, enhanced by the surrounding views, makes your day beautiful. Being surrounded by the sea makes it even more special. The towers are higher than 20 meters and people love to climb the stairs and get to see the best views. The unique building, which has survived a lot of destruction but still serves as a museum for the public, is exceptional in architecture and green. The beautiful gardens are all covered by the typical flora of Bosphorus. Number 3. Topkapi Palace. Topkapi Palace and Harem are likely to have more colorful stories than most of the world's museums put together. The Topkapi Palace is notable not only for its architecture and collections, but also for the history and culture of the Ottoman Empire that it recalls. Set on the top of the most visible hill of Istanbul, Topkapi Palace is a symbol of the city. Opulent, decadent, and steeped in history. It offers visitors a chance to get to know the sultans of the Ottoman Empire rather more intimately. Exhibited in the treasures section, the 86-carat spoonmaker's diamond is listed as the 5th biggest diamond in the world. Topkapi Palace Museum have large collections of porcelain, robes, weapons, Islamic calligraphic manuscripts, as well as other Ottoman treasures and jewelry. Number 2. Hagia Sophia. An important Byzantine structure in Istanbul and one of the world's great monuments. Hagia Sophia was built as a Christian church in the 6th century. In subsequent centuries, it became a mosque, a museum, and a mosque again. The building reflects the religious changes that have played out in the region over the centuries, with the minarets and inscriptions of Islam as well as the lavish mosaics of Christianity. Hagia Sophia is one of the greatest surviving examples of Byzantine architecture. Its interior is decorated with mosaics, marble pillars, and coverings of great artistic value. It is famous for its exterior as well as its interior. Hagia Sophia is more than just a monument to the grandeur of human achievement and artistic expression. The 4 minarets of Hagia Sophia, known to be built by the Mimar Sinan, increase the magnificence of the structure. Hagia Sophia marvel has so many stories to portray from the Byzantine era to the Ottoman Empire. This legendary building is the greatest symbol of Istanbul. A Hagia Sophia tour is a must when you explore historic peninsula, which has a special place in history as an architectural gem. Number 1. Princess Islands. A small haven of peace in Istanbul and a perfect place to relax and enjoy nature. The Princess Islands are an archipelago in the Sea of Marmara. They evolved from a place of exile during the Byzantine era to a popular destination for tourists. Of those 9 islands, only 4 of them are open to the public. The main feature of any of the Princess Islands is the sound of silence. All fuel-driven vehicles are banned, making the island an oasis of peace and quiet. The main transportation means are bicycles, electric buses, and electric taxis, the latter replacing the typical horse-drawn carriages since 2020. The only sounds you'll hear are the bicycle bells and footsteps.